We just added something really cool to our deep research agent. The thing that makes DocsBot's deep research special is that it's grounded in your knowledge base and has deep business context. Well, now instead of just looking at sources, we can actually include your question logs in deep research reports. So how can you practically use this? Well, an example is finding documentation gaps. These are questions your customers are asking that your docs don't actually answer. So let me show you how I'm going to use it for that. So first, in your DocsBot dashboard, you're going to click research. That's going to take you over here and you're going to see this new little icon, question history. So we're going to toggle that on. That's going to turn on your question history and your documentation search as well. Then I'm going to just add a prompt here. So let's see, I'm going to say, analyze recent customer questions and identify topics where users are asking questions that aren't covered by our existing documentation or well covered by our existing documentation. Group by topic, show example questions, and recommend what context we should add. All right, so that's gone ahead and put that in there, and I'm going to go ahead and hit send. Now, as always with deep research, this is running an initial scan and it's going to ask some clarifying questions. And you can answer those. You could say what time period. So we could say, I want it to be 90 days. Yes, use the analytics reports. If the customer was unable to get an answer because of our documentation, give me a detailed write-up. Let's do it as a structured table with topics. All right, so we've got our answers in here and we're going to go ahead and submit this. So as you can see, it's going to take a while for it to run. It usually takes between 5 and 25 minutes to run these reports. But I'm in an incognito window, but if you're in your normal browser and notifications are unblocked, you can actually get notifications. You don't have to wait around for this. So I'm just going to let this run its course, and then once it's done, I'm going to jump back on and we'll take a look at what output we get. All right, so you can see that we've jumped back in. Now our report's finished up. It took about 20 minutes to run. And if you scroll down here, you can see all of the reasoning that was happening and the logic that went into this. And then it output this really helpful report for us that can be copied and pasted or downloaded to CSV file or Markdown. And it's going to give you information about, it looks like we have billing and payments questions and things that need to be covered there, example questions that we were receiving, and then recommendations on context to add for us. And we got that for plans and pricing, for getting started and onboarding, and so on. But the really cool thing about this is that question logs is also now available in our MCP server. So you could actually build an agent or a workflow that you may want to run weekly to flag new gaps automatically and keep your docs ahead of customer confusion. So give it a try. Let us know how you're using it. It's available today, and we'd love to understand better what you're doing with deep research to improve your workflows.